Assassin's Creed is right around the corner, and with it comes some outstanding Magic cards that you'll want to get your hands on. I'm Spencer with Lehi, and here are 3 of the best cards from Assassin's Creed that you need to boost your decks. First up is Excalibur, Sword of Eden. Excalibur is a legendary artifact equipment for 12 colorless mana that reads, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of historic permanents you control. Equipped creature gets +10/+0 and has vigilance, and equipped legendary creature 2. Excalibur gives an insane amount of power to your creatures for a low cost. Wait, but it costs 12 mana! Equipment are one of the easiest permanent types to cheat into play, but Excalibur is unique in that it lets you cheat itself into play by using your historic permanent value. Remember, historic permanents include artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. 3 things that your deck is likely already running. Obviously, equipment decks are looking forward to this card, but so too are these popular commander decks. Galta, Primal Hunger for its crazy casting cost reduction, Yuriko, the Tiger Shadow for its high mana value, and Captain Sisay for its power buff, and so many more. How fitting that the most powerful mythical sword in history is also so powerful in the world of MTG. Keeping on the theme with the strongest mechanics in Assassin's Creed, cost reduction and historic permanence, we've been given another glorious combination of the two, the Capitaline Triad. The Capitaline Triad is a 7/7 legendary creature god artificer for 10 colorless mana with 2 abilities. First, an ability called Those Who Came Before, which says, this ability costs 1 less to cast for each historic card in your graveyard. Its second ability reads, exile any number of historic cards from your graveyard with total mana value 30 or greater. You get an emblem with, creatures you control have base power and toughness 9/9. This is the first non-planeswalker card in all of Magic's history that creates an emblem. And if you have the right setup, it's easier than most planeswalker ultimates. The Capitaline Triad is a combination of powerful sorcery and the best parts of a planeswalker that somehow ended up as a creature, but that's good news for commander players, and not just because it can be your commander. Any deck with graveyard shenanigans will want this card as a late game payoff. Muldrotha the Gravetide is a perfect example. Muldrotha lets you play a permanent card of each type from your graveyard each turn. There are enough artifacts, sagas, and legendaries in these decks that if your strategy is self-mill, this will become a super low-cost game ender. Even decks without graveyard strategies will find value in running the Capitaline Triad, as it offers a huge payout for a reduced cost. At its worst, it's a 10 mana 7/7. At its best, you're casting a free spell, giving yourself a busted emblem, and making your opponents cry. You should run the Capitaline Triad if you enjoy doing any of those things. Which brings us to the next card from Assassin's Creed that you'll need to boost your decks. Javi the Allfather. Javi the Allfather is a legendary creature god warrior for 3 colorless, 1 red, 1 green, and 1 white mana, which reads, if there are 4 or more historic cards in your graveyard, Javi has Indestructible. Sage's Plan, whenever Javi or another legendary creature you control dies, return target legendary creature with a lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. While being a bit more challenging than our other 2 examples to fit in every deck as its 3 colors, Javi more than makes up with that with his crazy abilities. If you're playing a Legends Matter deck like Essica, God of the Tree, Joda the Unifier, or Samut, Voice of Dissent, this card is an auto-include. Indestructible is arguably one of the best evergreen abilities a creature can have. This card will be indestructible almost 100% of the time in these decks, so casting him more than once likely won't be necessary. His second ability pairs beautifully with cards like Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard, Boromir, Warden of the Tower, or even Radadrabik of Urborg if you're already running black. More and more legendary creatures are printed in each set, so Javi the Allfather will only get better with time. Javi the Allfather, just like the Capitaline Triad and Excalibur Sword of Eden, is a dynamic new staple from Assassin's Creed that will help you win more games and have fun doing it. But what's your favorite new card from Assassin's Creed? Comment down below, and don't forget to check out Lehi for all your nerdy needs. I'm Spencer with Lehi, and magic is cool.